Henri Cartier Bresson is a very important figure in modern-day photography. He is considered to be the father of modern photojournalism. What Henri Cartier Bresson is most renowned for is his art of mastering the candid photography. He's the most recognized candid photographer in the past 100 years. Because he has mastered the art of candid photography, he's well known as one of the early developers of street photography. Street photography is the art of taking candid pictures in a street-type setting. If you look at most of Cartier-Bresson's works of art, you will notice that they're in black and white. This is because when most of these pictures were taken, they were taken when color photos were not yet present. Henri Cartier-Bresson was born in 1908 in Chanteloup-en-Brie in France, where he was the oldest of 5 children. Cartier grew up from a very wealthy family. He came from a father whose family was in business in textile manufacturing, and his mother's family were textile merchants in Newport in France, where he spent most of his early life. Having coming from 2 very wealthy families, his parents were able to support his interest in photography throughout his life. Cartier-Bresson's first introduction into art was when he was first taught to paint by his Uncle Louis. His Uncle Louis was a very great painter. Later on in his life, in the year 1927, Cartier-Bresson attended a private art school in l'Art Academy in France. This was a Parisian studio of cubist and sculptor André Lotte. Attending this art school is very beneficial for Cartier-Bresson. In his rigorous training in the art school, he was able to develop many different styles that he used later on in his photography. This is a popular photo taken by Cartier-Bresson. It's a candid picture of a polling station in Greenfield, Indiana in 1960 for the election between JFK and Nixon. Even though JFK's picture is not in the polling station, he was still up for candidacy during this year. This candid picture really does a great job of capturing the style and sense of time of when the picture was taken in. When looking at this picture, you are immediately drawn to the 2 women walking out of the polling station. They are wearing what seem to be party clothes that would be featured in the 1960s. The clothing draws such attention to the picture because it's not clothing you would expect to see women who are just coming out of a polling booth to be wearing. Not only does this picture help to depict the style of the time, it also points to some historical aspects of the time. Cartier-Bresson makes it very clear in this picture of who the women are going to vote in for during this election. This is another photo taken by Cartier-Bresson in 1952. This photo depicts a scene in Pamplona, Spain at a bullfight. This picture is a candid picture of 2 bullfighters watching a bullfight that is currently going on. These very 2 same bullfighters are soon to go into the ring to fight the bulls themselves. This picture is very interesting because you would expect Cartier-Bresson to be focusing on the action in the middle of the bullfight, instead of the less important action outside of it. Cartier-Bresson does a great job of candidly capturing the 2 fighters readying themselves for their bullfight. Henri Cartier-Bresson is a very well-known photographer. By using this style of candid photography, he was able to be the pioneer of street photography. He is also world-renowned as being known as the father of modern photography.